live any second now. Okay.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Morning and welcome to the show. It's RED Friday. Remember, everyone deployed. We hope you wore red today. Thank you for joining us and supporting our troops.
We begin on the tracks, rails stretching beyond the horizon. Each tie a memory, each rail a promise of where we might go. In the early years, our first logo appeared, a pioneer stepping onto the platform of possibility. Through seasons of growth, change, and challenge, we moved forward. The whistle of opportunity sounded, and we boarded the train of time. The view changed with every mile, some stations brief, others lasting. Our logos changed too, not just emblems, but mile markers of evolution. Along the way, seats filled with teammates, mentors, veterans, and friends. Some stayed for the ride, others stepped off, leaving their legacy on the rails behind us. And still, the journey continues. The tracks ahead stretch into the unknown, familiar yet full of new promise. What matters most is how we travel, with purpose, with grit, with heart. Because the journey matters, the movement matters, and the legacy of those logos, every year, every show, lives on in the rhythm of these rails. So here we are once again, all aboard. The whistle blows, the tracks call. Together we ride. We are the H-Train Show, showing veterans programs beyond the VA since 2015. H is in the building now.
Let's go!
Are you ready for the H-Train Show?
It's coming live.
I took the oath. 20 years I gave my soul. Sandstorms, fire, a roadside blast. Everything I knew shattered fast.
You haven't seen nothing yet! Woo! Woo!
Drowning in turmoil, 15 meds, mine in a haze. Living felt like a permanent death. Still standing strong and proud. Crushed by war, but I won't stay down. Voice of the broken, thunder in my chest. With the freedom fighters rising from the wreck. Parents pulled me from the edge of night, pushed me forward back into the light. Ski boots on, carving through pain. Found my fire on that frozen terrain. Said I was too old to beat the race, so I trained like hell, put them in their place. From slurred words to a podium stand, yeah, I'm racing with lightning in my hands. Still standing scarred and proud. Crushed by war, but I won't stay down. From Kokomo to Olympic slopes, we're the freedom fighters born to cope. Now I take the mic, not a rifle. Broadcast truth, yeah, that's survival. Paralyzed, but still I lead. With every word we plant a seed. Still standing, warriors loud. Can't break us, we scream it proud. Not wounded, we're on the attack. Freedom fighters, and we're taking it back. Freedom fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. Oh, yes, it is 5 minutes past the hour. It is August 28th, 2026. And, ladies and gentlemen, once again, if you didn't know, you have stooped up or you have fell upon the Ace Train Show. We're here. Our only mission is to show our veterans and our men and women in uniform all over the world that there are more programs out there beyond the VA. My name is Ace Train, and along with me is my co-host today, MJ.
Good morning, everyone.
We have an excellent show planned for you today. Our interview of the week is none other than David Lee Brode. You might recognize his music when we play it because we've been playing it on the station for a long time. He is an Air Force veteran, so we're going to be talking to him about his new song that just came out, Hold My Beer. So we'll be discussing with him. Also, for our spotlight of the week, we have an incredible story. Let's get into it, shall we? Or before we get into it, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. You know, came here, good rest. You know, we got a lot of things planning that we're working. You know, behind the scenes.
Yeah,
and
we're
stuff.
doing some exciting things. We are. I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too. And so let's get into the spotlight of the week.
Attention mail calls.
Oh my God!
Welcome to Mail Call, your soldier spotlight, powered by Work Simple, highlighting those who serve and inspire.
Medic and hero, Sergeant Adam Lee. He pushed through an impossible mountain rescue to keep critically injured hikers alive. This is the H-Train Standard.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, today our morning spotlight is none other than Montana Army National Guard Sergeant Adam M. Lee. He is a soldier. He's a medic and a hero. On August 16, 2026, Sergeant Lee received the Soldier's Medal for non-combat heroism after helping rescue two hikers who had fallen approximately 800 feet near Tagaguiz Rock in California. I'm sure I butchered that. The rescue lasted more than 48 hours, and in difficult terrain and dangerous conditions, Sergeant Lee used his training and determination to help keep both hikers alive until they could be brought to safety. The Soldier's Medal is awarded for heroism that does not involve conflict with an enemy, and Sergeant Lee's actions are a powerful reminder that service does not stop when the battlefield disappears. Brigadier General Trenton Gibson, I totally
Brigadier.
said that. Yeah, I totally said that wrong. Summed it up perfectly. Sergeant Lee, you are the standard. Sergeant M. Lee, for your courage, your skill, your willingness to step forward when lives were on the line, Military Broadcast Radio proudly puts you in this week's spotlight. Thank you for your service, and thank you for showing us what it means to be there when somebody needs you most. And, you know, it just goes to say the whole philosophy, character, doing the right thing when nobody's looking. That should be the definition of character.
I thought it was.
You know, I don't know the definition. I'm blabbing. Yeah, I'm blabbing.
I don't think that's the
But hey, everybody, welcome to Red Friday. And before we go on our commercial break, what we'll do is we'll hit the top story and the sports story, and MJ has that for us. Top story today.
Welcome back to our weekly news broadcast. I'm your host, and we have some massive updates today. Let's dive right into our top story.
Okay, there you go.
Good morning, everybody. MJ here, and this is your top story. The Pentagon is conducting a major review of America's military presence in Europe, where roughly 80,000 U.S. service members are currently stationed. Defense officials are developing several options that could change how many American forces remain in Europe, where those forces are positioned, how quickly changes could happen, and what those changes could cost. Those options are expected to reach Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth by early November. But this is important. No final decision has been made, and we are not reporting that 80,000 American troops are coming home. We are reporting that the United States is seriously examining what its military footprint in Europe should look like going forward. For generations, American service members have packed their bags, left their families, and headed overseas to help defend Europe. Germany, Italy, Poland, and the United Kingdom, and bases across the continent have become familiar assignments for generations of military families. Why reconsider this presence now? The United States has security responsibilities around the world. There is Russia and the defense of NATO. There is China and the Indo-Pacific Airmen, Marine Guardian aircraft ship, and piece of equipment committed to one region is a resource that cannot simultaneously be somewhere else. For years, American administrations from both parties have pushed European NATO members to spend more time on their own defense. The larger question now is whether European allies should take more responsibility for Europe's conventional defense while the United States remains a powerful partner and strategic backup. That does not necessarily mean abandoning NATO. It could mean changing America's role inside NATO. To understand why this matters, remember how we got here. After World War II came the Cold War. The Soviet Union and the Warsaw Pact presented an enormous threat to Western Europe. When NATO was established in 1949, collective defense became the heart of the alliance. American troops stationed overseas became a physical reminder that an attack on America's allies could mean facing American forces too. The Cold War eventually ended and American troop levels dropped dramatically, but America did not completely leave Europe. Those bases remained important for NATO operations, logistics, training, intelligence, and America's ability to respond to crises. Russia's invasion of Ukraine later reminded the world why deterrence in Europe still matters. And a troop reduction is not as simple as putting thousands of people on airplanes. We are talking about bases, aircraft, equipment, warehouses, logistics, intelligence, training facilities, transportation networks, and most importantly, people and families. We're talking about if America's footprint changes significantly, service members could receive new assignments, families could move, installations could shrink, communities that have hosted Americans for generations could also feel the impact. Countries close to Russia see American military power as an important deterrent. A smaller American presence could make those allies nervous. But there is another argument. If European countries build larger militaries, buy more equipment, improve readiness, and become less dependent on the United States, could that ultimately create a stronger NATO? And that brings us to the big question. If American forces eventually leave Europe, where do they go? Do more forces move toward the Indo-Pacific as America prepares for the possibility of confrontation with China? Do some return permanently to bases inside the United States? Do we strengthen America's presence somewhere else? Or does the Pentagon ultimately decide that maintaining a large force in Europe remains worth the cost? Military strategy is not only about asking where the danger is today. It is about trying to predict where the danger will be in 5, 10, or 20 years from now. For more than 7 decades, American service members and their families have sacrificed to help provide security in Europe. But alliances are supposed to be partnerships. So maybe the question is not, should America abandon Europe? Maybe the better question is, what should America's role in Europe look like in 2026 and beyond? Should roughly 80,000 American troops remain? Should Europe carry more of the conventional defense mission? And if American troops are needed somewhere else, where should they go? The Pentagon is asking those questions right now, and the answers could determine where the next generation of American service members serve. I'm MJ, and this is your top story.
All right. And HG, what do you got for us?
All right, this is HG's Sports Report. We're going to start with the MLB, couple of updates here. The league's actually proposing a new 3-week free agency window in December, hoping to generate a similar buzz to the free agent frenzy that the NFL and NBA have. It would start on the first Monday of winter meetings, and the window would close on December 21st. Another news, the Braves have just completed a sweep against the Dodgers last night in what was a preview of a potential playoff series. Game 2 saw Ha-Sung Kim, who was previously 5 of 78 on the season, hit the winning RBI single. And Game 3, we saw star pitcher Chris Sale pitch a shutout going all 9 innings with 11 strikeouts. Heck of a performance from Sale in a 1-0 victory for the Braves. On some of the award watches, looking at league MVPs, Pete Crow Armstrong has jumped Otani as the National League MVP favorite. Jordan Alcaraz is holding as the American League favorite right now. Into the WNBA, we have our playoff field set. If you missed the show on Wednesday, we went over this, but I'll refresh your mind again. We got Minnesota, Las Vegas, Golden State, Atlanta, Indiana, New York, Washington, and Dallas. Final seeding still TBD based on the records at the end of the season. Some bad news for the Las Vegas Aces. They're going to be shorthanded the rest of the year. Starting forward, Nylasa Smith will miss the rest of the year with a leg injury. And the Atlanta Dream are bolstering their depth. They're adding 6-time All-Star DeWanna Bonner via contract buyout from Phoenix. Over to the NBA, I've got some free agency updates. Klay Thompson, 4-time NBA champion, is going to be joining the Miami Heat, teaming up with Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bam Adebayo down at South Beach. Benedict Mathurin's joining the Pelicans on a new 2-year deal. And Jonathan Kuminga will be joining the Timberwolves on a 2-year deal as well. The Raptors have retired Kyle Lowry's number, and Jeannie Buss is continuing to fight her family's sale of the Lakers in court. That's been a pretty messy saga there. Over to some college football news. The ACC, the final Power 4 conference to officially instate a ban on pro players from returning to college sports with that extra year of eligibility. The SEC is passing a new policy to suspend coaches who add pro players. Speaking of the SEC, Vanderbilt has made their decision on their starting quarterback for week 1. It's going to be Blaze Burrowitz. He'll be the senior, will be starting week 1 against Austin, PA. But they did say that 5-star recruit and true freshman Jared Curtis, the highest ranked recruit in school history, will see some snaps as well. The Poinsettia Bowl is going to be back after a decade-long hiatus. It's going to be featuring a team from the revamped Pac-12 against another Power 4 school from either the Big Ten, ACC, or Big 12. It'll be played at San Diego State Stadium on December 23rd on the CW. We've got 8 week 0 games this Saturday. I've gone ahead and taken the liberty. If you're not sure which game to watch, I've ranked all 8 games. So here we go. Coming in at number 8, I've got San Jose State versus USC. USC, the 14th ranked team in the country, against a lowly San Jose State team. That should be a massacre. Probably going to be a blowout. We've got a little action. That's coming in at number 7, Sacramento State and Eastern Michigan. 2 kind of mid-tier group of 6 teams. So not a lot of not going to be a lot of household names there. Coming in at number 6, we've got Hawaii versus Stanford. Our first, or another power conference team in Stanford, and Hawaii, a very good group of 6 team. I wouldn't be surprised if they make a run at winning the Mountain West. Coming in at number 5, I've got Florida State versus New Mexico State. New Mexico State looking to be one of the favorites in the Conference USA, but this is a pretty revamped Florida State team, and they're looking to be a powerhouse in the ACC again this year. That game might get out of hand. Coming in at number 4, I've got North Dakota State versus Jacksonville State, 2 group of 6 teams who I think will definitely be in the mix to win their conference, and maybe even potentially have an outside shot at one of those group of 6 college football playoff bids. North Dakota State, their first ever FBS game as well. Coming in at number 3, I've got NC State versus Virginia. This is our first 2 Power 4 conference matchup of the weekend. Should be a good one there. 2 ACC foes going up against each other. At number 2, I've got the Dublin Classic, UNC versus TCU. 2 schools with a lot of question marks coming into this season. It's year 2 under Bill Belichick at North Carolina. TCU lost a lot of players via the transfer portal. We'll be interested to see how they build back up and what they're going to look like in the Big 12 this year. But my number 1 game is got to be Memphis versus UNLV. I know it's 2 group of 6 teams, but these are 2 teams that I think have a very good shot of being group of 6 representatives in the college football playoff. They're probably the 2 favorites to win their respective conference. Memphis is in the best group of 6 conference in the American. This should be a fantastic matchup. That's on Fox. Finally, we're going to the NFL. We've got Josh Jacobs charged with 2 misdemeanors following a May arrest. We're awaiting disciplinary measures from the league right now. Jacobs could face up to 18 months in prison if convicted. Staying with the Packers, they're adding a little tight end depth, signing former Dolphin and Atlanta Falcon Jonnu Smith. The Dolphins have traded Tutu Atwell back to the Rams for running back Jarquez Hunter. The Colts have officially activated Alec Pierce from the physically unable to perform list, a good sign that their number 1 wideout will be ready week 1 against the Ravens. The Pro Bowl is officially dead. No games or skill competitions of any kind this year. Players can still be selected to the Pro Bowl, but now the emphasis is just on the honor of being selected. Then we had a couple of preseason games last night. Some notes and highlights from that. A Navy alum, Eli Heinenreich, scored a touchdown last night against the Bills in the Steelers' final preseason game. Number 1 overall draft pick, Fernando Mendoza, had kind of another tough outing, only completing 50% of his passes and throwing another interception. My guess, veteran quarterback Kirk Cousins is going to be the starter week 1 for the Raiders. And then last night, Dylan Gabriel, who's slated to be the 3rd quarterback on the Browns depth chart, had a really good game, going 12 of 15 for 186 yards and 3 touchdowns in a 37-13 win over the Patriots. But it was Justin Jefferson who was the star of that game. And no, I'm not talking about the Vikings star wideout. This is rookie linebacker from Alabama, Justin Jefferson. He had 10 tackles, including a TFL, a sack, and another quarterback hit. Got a pass deflection and an interception that he returned 36 yards. This was a guy I really thought the Broncos might be able to draft, but we went with the guard from Boise State instead. And that's probably the only glaring weakness on my team is our linebacker spot. So seeing him ball out like this is stuff as a Broncos fan. But that is the sports report.
All right, awesome. And one thing that you forgot, and look it up on the Chat GPT. I don't know if you knew this, MJ, but this week, the Star Wars, they partnered up with Walt Disney, and they did a draft of their own.
Tell me more.
Yeah, so evidently the Raiders drafted Darth Vader. That's one of them. The New England Patriots, they drafted Captain America. And after HG reads like all the draft, I think the Denver Broncos drafted Maximus. While he's bringing that up so that he can tell us all the draft thing, I wanted everybody that is a veteran to listen to this very clearly. If you're a veteran and you just got out, Okay, and there's about a 11-year transition period that you're entitled to this. Right now, you can go to ChatGPT, and under the ID login system, which if you're a veteran, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can go through ID login, and there is a basically a free app that you can download ChatGPT and have it for a year. If you're a veteran and you're in the middle of your transition, and it's the same thing with LinkedIn. It's the same thing with LinkedIn. You can go to our Instagram. We have highlights. There's a thing where you go in there and fill all that stuff out. So keep your eyes peeled for Facebook updates as we go throughout the week. If we see it, we're going to post it and we're going to announce it. And then back to HG. Did you find the draft that I was talking about?
Are you talking about the merchandise collab that Disney is doing with the NFL?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got some of them.
So just tell us, you know, the we'll just do our division. So who did the Kansas City Chiefs draft?
They have the Big Bad Wolf.
The Big Bad Wolf. Okay.
The Raiders had
Darth
Vader, obviously.
Right.
The Chargers. Let me find them on the list here. I don't see the Chargers on this list.
The Chargers don't exist.
I guess I also don't see us either. That's weird.
You know,
Do you see the Saints?
The Saints. Yeah, they got Louis.
Ooh.
There you go.
I'm still stuck on Jefferson. He was talking about Justin Jefferson, and we used to have a joke. And they have two brothers. They were in LSU, but Jefferson couldn't cross the 50-yard line. It was for a championship against Alabama.
Okay.
That's what HG's got me on.
Yeah.
Jefferson.
Well, everybody, we're going to go on our first music break. And when we come back, we'll be hitting the What the segment. And, you know, a lot of us have a hard time talking with friends, have a hard time talking with groups because of COVID. And just recently,
sorry to cut you off, but I found the better list. This actually does have every team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Division. So
And who is Louis? I don't even know.
I'm not entirely
I
sure.
know. We're going to have to Google.
We're going to have to.
Who are the
Looks like-
Broncos?
He looks like he's a character from the Jungle Book. It's a big it's a big alligator.
I know exactly who it is, and that's a great character. Okay.
Yeah, to round out the Broncos division. So yeah, we have there's obviously the Big Bad Wolf. There's Darth Vader. The Broncos is Disney's Maximus.
Yes.
It's a horse, very strong looking horse.
I thought you were making that up.
No.
So they're kind of going off of Blue, the demon at the
A
airport.
little bit. This horse is a white horse, and then he looks like he.
Well,
I think
Maximus is that horse from Tangled.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
I haven't. Okay.
I do not watch
Look at
Disney
you.
stuff.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. No.
Clearly.
But
That was my next comment.
so I think they're, you know, like you have alternate uniforms and stuff. They're trying to reach kids. They're trying to reach children.
Are.
You know,
Lucifer.
Yeah.
Lucifer.
It's smart.
That is smart.
But yeah. So when we come back, we're gonna be watching the WTF, and the WTF. It just shows us how much ChatGPT has matured with our generation.
Do you have a paid partnership with ChatGPT?
No, I don't, but I should.
You love it.
Well, whatever you do, stay with us. Don't go away. We have a lot to cover. You're listening to the show that highlights all the nonprofit programs out there beyond the VA. You're listening to the H Train Show on the station that letting our veterans' voices be heard. MBR. Stay with us. Thanks.
tell you a story about a woman that I know. She's got the world in the palm of her hands, but she's reluctant to let go. Her broken heart is like a ball and chain that she wears like a pair of shoes. She's standing there at the fork in the road. Lord, she don't know what to do. Things happen for reasons that we may never understand. In the winds of change, she finds the strength to stand. Through the valleys low and the mountains high, she'll rise like the dawn with a fire in her eye. Takes, she dances with the past, embracing each moment, knowing nothing's meant to last. With the echoes of her laughter, she'll carve her path anew. In the tapestry of life, she'll make her dreams come true. Things happen for reasons that we may never understand. In the winds of change, she finds the strength to stand. Dawn with a fire in her eye. Things happen for reasons that we may never understand. In the winds of change, she finds the strength to stand. Through the valleys low and the mountains high, she'll rise like the dawn with a fire in her eye.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back once again. You're listening to the show that highlights all the nonprofit programs out there beyond the VA. You're listening to the H Train Show, going strong since 2018. All right, MJ. So, like I said earlier, we're trying to make these segments a little fun, right?
Yeah.
So, me and you even talked about it on break. Hey, look, who can you confide in that won't tell your secrets and that can actually talk back? And you know mentally if it's good advice or if it's crappy advice that you just can't use. Okay. All right. So a lot of people have been using ChatGPT for talking. Well, for this WTF segment, these kids decided to talk to him about survival skills. Let's go ahead and run that beautiful beam footage.
Help with that. I don't think there's a way for someone to. It's extremely serious.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there a way we can turn it up?
I'm swallowed whole by Will.
Oh my God.
This is bad. This is not gonna work.
Yeah. Are you able to get a message through?
No, you're my only hope. Help!
I don't know.
Time is of the essence.
Right, okay.
What do I do? What do I do?
We need to flag down.
There's not one to flag down. I'm in a whale.
I'm gonna be honest.
Please be honest.
There isn't there's not a lot of reliable ways to escape from inside a whale.
Are you laughing at me?
I'm not laughing at you.
I'm hysterical. I'm nervous. You're not the one in the whale. Should I go out the mouth or the hole, the blowhole?
I'm not laughing at you. It's literal.
I am.
This is literal. This is literal.
And actually, the match is on.
Neither way is a real escape. Whales don't have an open passage from the mouth to the blowhole. If someone were somehow in the mouth,
I'm in the stomach.
Oh, God. There's no self-rescue method. None.
Will I have to kill the whale?
I don't know what to do. I'm so sorry.
Crying. I don't know what to do.
Put it in an unwinnable situation.
Right?
How do I get
That's
out?
funny.
How do I get out?
I want to know who this voice is. My chat GPT does not have a voice like this.
Well, you can change the voices of ChatGPT.
Oh, you're gonna have to show me.
Yeah, like I have a ChatGPT voice for almost like I think like 2.5 years, and then recently they changed it, and I'm like, this isn't Brock. No, this is Brock. It's just a different voice. So you can change different voices.
So I just sit here and die in a whale.
It doesn't usually.
It doesn't usually.
Okay, so because we can barely hear it. I don't know why. I don't know why it's like
Yeah,
that.
the audio is different today.
Yeah, the audio is different.
Technical difficulties.
Well, that's why I was asking HG if the main one was turned up, all the way, because we have a main one, and then we have a one to the mixer. So he said it was all the way in, but this is pretty normal, but this is one of the reasons why we can't have nice things. Remember MJ a long time ago, back when the dinosaurs were rolling, when
Was
we
this-
could.
Is
we,
this in the 1900s?
Well, yeah, 1900s,
Yes,
yeah.
okay,
So
yes.
remember
Take me
when you
back.
could fill your car up without going in and paying for it first? Remember that?
I do.
Yeah. And the reason why I'm going to do a story behind this sometime, but the reason why that doesn't happen anymore is because there was a lot of they call it gas stealing. The people would fill up and then they would just take off.
It's the same reason why I need to call a cashier to get makeup or
Right, exactly.
Yes, it's the same
exactly.
reason. Yes.
Exactly. It is.
Mhm.
And so the reason why I put on their caption that we can't have nice things is because, unfortunately with today's society, and that's one of the reasons why customer service doesn't
Does that
It
exist?
doesn't exist anymore.
Customer service is
And
very
if you
different.
want to argue about that, go to New York. You'll find out when you go to New York, there's no customer service. You get what you buy it, you get what you like, and if you don't like it, then don't go back there again.
So
Trust me.
are you talking about New York City?
New York City, yeah.
Because I'm gonna say I have been to New York City. I love New York City, and I've always found it to be quite hospitable.
Really?
I know that some of the people can be gruff, but the customer service itself,
Okay.
what I experienced, I will say here in this state, what
Right.
I've experienced is very different than
When's the last time you've been to New York?
2022.
Okay, so, and I'm only saying this because when I revisited my home state, Indiana,
Mm-hmm.
like Indiana, you could tell a huge difference between driving in Indiana and driving in Colorado. Big, huge difference.
Oh, I bet
And then, like,
the worst drivers are here.
and when I went to Indiana recently,
Mhm.
it changed a little bit more. It
Okay.
was a little harsher. So I think maybe now the last time I've been to New York was in 2025.
Okay.
And
Well, I'm going to I'm going to shops and things that maybe they treat me more nicely.
what
You
what
know,
I'm saying is society and people that change,
people are
especially
terrible.
especially with money.
Yes.
Money, okay? With the way society is, the reason why society is the way it is, and we have to keep on talking to people positive power is because right now, money, the situation, the inflation, like we thought back 10 years ago that it was bad. Now it's different. It is
This is
bad.
totally
Yeah, it's
different.
just gonna
This is
get it's gonna
horrible.
get any more. And with that being said, that goes into our segment before we lose out of time because I know our interviews. He's here now, ladies and gentlemen. It is that time. It is drop the date.
Today in
All
history.
right.
August 28, 1945. The occupation begins.
All right, everybody. Our date this week is August 28th, 1945. World War II had effectively ended. Japan announced its surrender earlier that month, but the formal surrender ceremony aboard the USS Missouri was still a few days away. On August 28th, the first major group of Allied occupation personnel began arriving in Japan, including forces moving into Atsugi Airfield near Tokyo. I'm sure I butchered that one. Think about what that moment represented. For years, American service members had fought across the Pacific Island, battle by battle, through some of the most brutal combat of the Second World War. Now, American forces were arriving not for another battle, but to begin the enormous transition from war to occupation and ultimately peace. Within days, General Douglas MacArthur would arrive in Japan. Then on September 2nd, 1945, representatives of Japan would formally sign the surrender documents aboard the USS Missouri in Tokyo Bay. August 28th stands in that remarkable space between war and peace. The shooting had largely stopped, but the work was far from over. American and Allied troops now had to secure a defeated nation, oversee demobilization, and begin a new chapter in the relationship between former enemies. So when you drop the date of August 28th, 1945, remember the men and women who had survived years of war and suddenly found themselves facing a completely different mission, helping turn victory into peace.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our drop the date for the week. We are going to go on a music break. When we come back from that music break, it will be time to listen to our interview, huh?
I'm looking at Timothy.
Yes,
Timothy.
Timothy Hendricks. He writes in, New York is expensive, but so worth it sometimes. My family used to go every year.
Agreed, Timothy.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I do like New York, just not
They're
very
gruff, yeah.
customer friendly. So when we come back, everybody, we're going to be talking with David Lee Brode, Air Force veteran music artist. So stay with us. Don't go away. You'll listen to the H Train Show. Can't say it, man.
Hold my beer. Truck won't start, I'm running late. Baby needs diapers, got bills to pay. Where the hell's my 10 mil socket? This crap never ends. Come on, life, just give me a break. Hold my beer, I got another idea. One last chance to get me out of here. With a little luck, I'll make it right. This thing called life. Hold my beer. Grandpa killed the porch light. Grandma said, come eat. I said, just 5 more minutes. They'd heard that all week. They saw something I couldn't see. Hold my beer, I got another idea. One last chance to get me out of here. With a little luck, I'll make it right. This thing called life. Hold my beer. Till it's right to me. Hold my beer, I got another idea. One last chance to get me out of here. With a little luck, I'll make it right. This thing called life. Hold my beer. Hold my beer.
If I died tomorrow, you would remember me. And did I do the right things in life? If I died tomorrow, you would remember me. And did I do the right things for my family? Always under pressure, now I stare it at the sun. I'll ride these wings to heaven, what I did is what I've done. If I died tomorrow, would you come visit me? Wipe off my headstone, maybe rake some leaves. Play some pretty flowers and get down on your knees. Maybe say we miss you, then come back another week. Never take for granted your time on this earth. Live each day like it's your last. Love the ones you hold dear. Oh, well, if I died tomorrow, you would did I do the right things in life? If I died tomorrow, you would remember for my family. And did I do the right things for my family? Did I do the right things for my family? Well, if I die tomorrow, yeah, who would remember me? And did I do the right things in life? If I die tomorrow, yeah, who would remember me? And did I do the right things for my family? Always under pressure, now I stare it at the sun. I'll ride these wings to heaven, what I did is what I've done. And if I die tomorrow, and if I die tomorrow, would you come visit me? Wipe off my headstone, maybe rake some leaves, place some pretty flowers, and get down on your knees. Maybe say we miss you, then come back another week. Never take for granted your time on this earth. Live each day like it's your last. Love the ones you hold dear.
Hi. If you don't know, my name is Joel Hunt, also known as the H Train. And here at Military Broadcast Radio, I have a message for everybody that's watching this. It's a message from all of us here at Military Broadcast Radio. You see, every week, more than 32 veterans hosted shows go live on this platform. These aren't paid broadcasters. They're veterans, first responders, military spouses, and advocates who volunteer their time because they believe someone out there needs to hear the message of hope. Oh, faith. MJ would hurt me if she heard me say that. Some of our hosts are dealing with PTSD. Some are fighting loneliness. Some are battling the invisible wounds themselves of military service. But every time that they go live, they have a purpose, and every time someone tunes in, another veteran realizes they're not alone. That's what Military Broadcast Radio is all about, giving veterans a voice, letting their veteran voices be heard. What many people don't realize is that our hosts never pay a dime to be on this platform. We absorb those costs because we believe no veteran should ever have to pay to share their story, help another veteran, or build a community. But the platform itself isn't free. We maintain multiple streaming platforms, professional broadcasting software, websites, podcasting, hosting, and the technology that allows these shows to reach veterans around the world. Right now, we're trying to raise $2,600 to keep these services running so far. We've reached only about 15% of that goal. If Military Broadcast Radio has ever made you smile, if one of our shows have ever helped you through a difficult day, I've learned something, I've met someone, or simply found a place where veterans understand veterans. We're asking you to stand beside us today. And maybe you can't afford it. Maybe you know someone who you can connect us with. We're asking you to stand beside us today. If it's only $10 or $25, maybe you're a business owner looking into becoming one of the title sponsors and help us carry this mission forward. Every dollar doesn't just support a radio station. It helps a veteran connected. It gives another first responder a place to tell their story. it reminds someone, it reminds us who's struggling that tomorrow's worth seeing. Because sometimes the most powerful form of suicide prevention is simply knowing someone is listening, knowing someone cares, knowing you still have a voice. From all of us here at Military Broadcast Radio, thank you for believing in this mission since 2005. Thank you for believing in our veterans, and thank you for helping us continue letting our veterans' voices be heard and giving veterans a voice.
Hi, I'm Beaker with Military Broadcast Radio TV. We're your virtual MWR, bringing veterans radio, podcasts, gaming, animation, 3D printing.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
All right, everybody, we are back once again. You're listening to the show that highlights all the nonprofit programs out there beyond the VA. You're listening to the AIDS Train Show, and we've got a couple of minutes. We're going to get ready and do this interview. I'm going to give him a little bit of an intro. Not only is his name David Lee Brode, because I kept mispronouncing that, so I apologize for that. But this is an Air Force veteran. He used to be stationed with, I don't know if you remember Roddy or not when Roddy was here, but he used to be stationed with Roddy, and he reached out and hey, you know, I'm a friend of Roddy's. He gave me your information, and like, I don't like country music, but the music that he has made, I like it. It has a little bit of a pop to it, you know, kind of, and
hold my beer,
right? You know, it's not just a country slang. So he's not doing the Beyonce. It's actual country.
Dolly, hey, Dolly liked Beyonce.
And you know, that's another thing. Before we go, we want to, especially since we're covering a music artist, we want to give our thoughts and our prayers out to the Dolly family. Unfortunately, everybody found out that August 25th, Dolly Parton passed away. She was a musical icon, pretty much up there with Michael Jackson. You know, nobody.
She was such
everybody
a
knew who Dolly was. There wasn't a single person that didn't know who Dolly was, and she did a lot of things private, and she did a lot of things for other people. And you know, we're currently mourning over here for that. You know, she created an imaginary library to where books being sent to young kids. She also, I don't know this for certain, but the backstory is that she died on the 25th. So did Tim Curry, but they announced his death after everybody mourned Dolly. And you know, I don't know if they're going to make it a political thing or not, but I do believe that on September 25th, August 25th, sorry, August 25th should be National Dolly Day for 9 to 5. So yeah, that's
and Joel made me a cute little surprise.
Yes, I made a Dolly duck.
See, I'm trying. It's a Dolly Parton duck. Oh, y'all can't see it, but this made my morning, guys. I cried on the way to work when I heard the news. I cried.
But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, my good friend, your good friend, David Lee Brode.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Y'all.
right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome David. David, thank you so much for giving up your morning and having coffee with us today.
Hey, I'm thankful that y'all had me on.
Of course, of course. And after we talk and stuff, we we understand that you have a song that you're gonna play for us live. So that's gonna be a treat. Tell us a little bit about your military career. Tell us any embarrassing stories that you have of the
Hmm,
Rodmeister.
let's see about embarrassing stories. I don't know. I know I had a bad day at McDonald's that day, and the day I went down and signed up at the recruiters, people before me didn't uh, order enough meat, and it was a weekend of the high school football championship. So it's like it was rough. We'll just say that you couldn't serve anything. So yeah, I got called all kinds of things. So it's like I said I'm better than that. So I went down and joined the Air Force, and had to wait a year delayed enlistment to be an auto mechanic because that's what I wanted to do. And first assignment was Hahn Air Base, Germany. So here I was, like a 18, 19-year-old kid, and it was awesome. So that I fell in and totally committed and took a COT down to Bad Kreuznach and was working for 622nd Tactical Control Flight, mobile radar unit, and absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. And then Desert Storm came around and got a by name tasking and got sent down to that. And so I ended up spending about 9 months down there. It was interesting. We'll just say that. I'm trying to think if there's any. Oh man, I don't remember any embarrassing moments.
And while he's thinking, if anybody has any questions for him, either Facebook or TikTok, or if you want to call or text, that number 720-619-0627. It is on the screen. Feel free to call in if you have available. HG on the mixer level, the where the 3-4 button is pushed, is that pretty much all the way in? The fader for the volume?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to look at it during break because it should be a little bit louder, I think. Um,
I have a
but
question.
yeah,
I have a question for David.
yeah.
So
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you entered into the Air Force, did you work on airplanes? Did you become a mechanic?
I was auto mechanic.
Or-
Did my basic training time and then went up to Chanute, Illinois, and learned diesel mechanics and all that stuff up there. And it's neat. It's neat because my diesel instructor was a staff sergeant, and so he had made technical sergeant while I was in the class. We had a party for him, and later in my career, when I got stationed at Osan in Korea, he came in and he was the chief master sergeant, Larry Baker. What a great guy! I tell you what, I stayed with him for my whole career. It's like what a mentor. Miss him. I miss him.
So now the number one question to ask is, while you're in the service, did you learn how to play the guitar, or is it something that you learned like in high school that you did as a hobby?
I started when I was 5 years old. My
Oh
uncle had a
snap!
bluegrass band
Nice.
back in the 50s called the Silver City Boys, Thompson Moore, and he taught me.
Uh-oh.
He froze.
He froze.
He's coming back.
Oh, there
Took
we
it
go.
from there. Started writing songs at the age of 12, and my mom always made me record it on those old Channel Master cassettes. Once I figured out that Dad had 4 of them, and I figured out that I could record on one, play it back, record on another, and I kept doing that. And it's like that's multi-track recording, and I didn't even know what I was doing. So
That's cool.
it was
That's
a lot
really
of fun.
cool. So did you have a guitar when you were stationed? Were you playing? Did you play for your
Um, when I was stationed at 622nd, my grandmother passed, and she left me a little bit of money and stuff. And it's like it was my dream to always have a Martin guitar. So that's what I did with it. I went down to when I was home on leave and ordered a brand new Martin J40M. It cost me everything, but I still have it today. It's amazing.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful story.
Yeah, it's like
A little
I
piece of
remember
your
every time I pick it up.
grandmother. Yes, I love that. Thank you for sharing that,
Yeah,
David.
the story keeps going on. With
Yeah.
I've said time and time again that you can take a regular artist, song, music, and play it, and if it sounds good, it sounds good. But like when you find the story behind it, or the vibe behind the person, like that song totally is different now.
It's special. So, how did Hold My Beer come to be? Because what part of the South are you from?
I'm actually from Western Maryland, up in the mountains.
Oh, well, look, I was so wrong. I thought you were
Yeah.
from the South. You have a little Southern twang too.
Well, if you ever been to Western Maryland, everybody's got an accent. It's like we're 10 minutes from West Virginia or 15 minutes from Pennsylvania. It's called the
Okay,
tri-state
so
area.
you're close. You're
Yeah.
okay. You're close. So is that how besides your uncle, he was a bluegrass he sounds like he was pretty popular and famous. Was he
I don't know.
famous?
Back in the 50s, it's like,
It, it
he
sounds like
had a
it.
machine. They made their own records and everything. So I don't know. I looked up to him. And
So what was your inspiration? Hold My Beer, because that's a very southern song. It
Right.
sounds
well,
very southern. But yeah,
well,
it's very
I'm
country.
trying to finish my album right now, and I have 3 interlocking songs on there. It's like it's one song connects to the other, and then the other connects to the next one, right? So this song is about a guy that he's tried everything and he keeps trying and failing. He wants to be the next thing, or invent something to get him out of where he's at. So that's how it basically started. So whenever I get the video finished that, I'm going to send it to you. And this is my way of telling stories because it's not just a song. I got the visual portion of it that tells the stuff that I can't get you through the music. You'll see how it all connects in the end. But yeah, it's
You
in the
attach a
works. It's
visual
like,
story with the emotion.
yeah,
And that's the thing to do because remember in the '90s, like you can hear a song, but then watch it on MTV and then like fall in love with it because you knew the video.
Yeah, but the kids today ruined MTV.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
we don't have good videos anymore.
No, it's just every episode of Ridiculous ever made.
So you ha-
yeah, I miss the
On a
old
loop.
days.
so here's I believe that art, music, these are all therapeutic outlets for everyone. Can you tell me how your music career has helped you as a veteran when you had to come back in and you had to readjust or being out in the field? How did your music help you to cope, or you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good question because music has always been a part of my life. And I know whenever I'd have a bad day at work or I'm stressed and I go home, I'd pick that guitar up and I'd start working on something that I had in the back of my head. And then I forget why I was even stressed. So it's like, that's my relief right there. And I tell you what, since Desert Storm, when I had a situation down there where when I got my PTSD from trying to save someone's life, this keeps me moving forward. It every time I get that feeling, in my hands for what happened, trying to do CPR and stuff with God, it's like this pulls me back and it keeps me focused on the present and just move forward. Don't
You
don't
know,
stay on the past. Remember the past, but learn from it.
that's right. You remember it, but we don't. It's okay to be down for a little bit. You got to always get up and you can remember the past. But art and music, they heal us. They help us. And I think it's beautiful that you're sharing your talents, because your talents and your stories are going to help other veterans. They're going to help other civilians, everyone. Music, I think music is the language that connects everyone in this whole entire world.
Oh, I do too, and I think that the the best way to I don't want to say fix, But the best way to deal with PTSD is you find something that you're good at, a purpose, something that's helping others, something that you really like, that's gonna suck you in to where, okay, I'm just gonna go down here for 30 minutes, and the next thing I know, it's 5 hours. You got to work on something, because you can sit there all day and think about what ifs or ifs or could haves. That's not going to help you. But you help if you create something that's going to help others. That is very healing. It's
It is
very
healing.
therapeutic. You know.
Yes,
It is.
it is.
It is very. I work with a group called Warrior Storyfield, and it is for veterans. Now it's expanding to first responders and healthcare workers. But I invite you to look up warriorstoryfield.org. David, I think you will love it. They use art for healing in a non-clinical approach for PTSD for veterans.
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
a
I'll take a look at that.
beautiful, yeah, please do. So thank you so much for sharing your art
My pleasure.
and your feelings too, because most men don't do that, especially in the military. It's very hard for men. We don't talk about mental health enough for
Right.
men,
Right.
okay?
Well,
And
hell, we didn't even go to sick call all the time. We was worried about getting called a sick call ranger or getting hype about it.
but
The hype, the buzz, it was real.
well, I mean,
Let's
come
look it
on
up.
though. But that is something that our veterans face when they're coming home from war. That's what we just talked about. Our drop the date today. You're going from war to peace, and you have to learn how to become human again after
Mhm.
experiencing so much trauma, and you're in this strange space, and it has to be one of the most difficult things I can imagine.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
and
nothing
people,
nothing really prepares. You can watch all the
yeah,
movies on TV. It's
right.
a whole different world when you're down
Oh
there
yeah, it
and
is.
I
stuck
can,
in gas mask for 8 hours because you got to wait till they run all the tests and everything before you can take it off. And it's like, and that happened to us at KKMC when I was in Saudi Arabia because
oh,
we had
wow.
chem meters going off, and they actually had confirmed nerve agent at KKMC because they kept sending scuds there and everything. So yeah, every day you thought you were going to die, and it's like, and that
Right.
does take a toll on you.
It absolutely and it's repetitive trauma daily, and such an unknown, and I can appreciate that. I was a frontline worker for COVID, and I can remember you brought me back to a moment of being in a room, and this was right in the beginning. We didn't know anything about it, and I diagnose and treat swallowing. So patients couldn't wear a mask when I'm feeding them, and I had all this gear on, and I would have to step to the back in a corner to kind of move it because I couldn't breathe. And I can't imagine having something on my face for 8 hours.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, like the prior gas mask we used at M17A2, you will die in that thing because
I,
there's no
I,
way you can change the filters. It takes like 10 minutes to change the filters in it. So then we moved to the MC2P, the new one with the great big open shield and stuff. At least you could unscrew the filter on that. A little easier to clear and stuff. But that old mask, I'll tell you what, it was horrible. Looked just like World War One stuff.
well, I have nothing but respect for our military and veterans. Thank you so much, David. Thank you,
My
Joel,
pleasure.
Oh,
and
you're
everyone else
welcome.
out there listening.
All right, so David, before we go to your plan, tell us, do you have any like near future events other than you giving us the video so that we can put it on a Roku system? Do you have any special events that you're trying to, like, I don't want to say go on tour, but like upcoming appearances that you're trying to make happen?
Right now, I'm just trying to. I'm still waiting on some copyrights back so I can get some more music up on
Oh my God, those
Spotify,
take
Apple,
forever.
YouTube. So I know it takes forever right now.
It
So
does. It does.
like this song, I've had the copyright on the song I'm going to play for you today. It's just
Yeah.
I need to get in a studio. It's like I know we spoke before about Capricorn up here in Macon would be awesome to be able to get up in there, but that's like a next project. I want to get that out. I have so many songs lined up. It's just time. It's like, because I'm still working. I'm civil service, and I'm working for 78th LRS on Robbins Air Force Base. So I go to work every day still. One day I won't, because I'm getting close to that retirement. So it's like, I've been sitting on music for almost 40 years. So I decided to start putting this stuff out last year. So yeah, I'm learning as I go. So
Now,
bear with me.
recently, Dr. Dre has came out and says, all y'all hating on AI, AI is here to stay. Even I use AI. With the way that you use AI to help you with your music, can you walk us through that and kind of let people know, that you're the one that's writing the lyrics, you're the one that's, voicing this. How are you using AI so that your fans can understand it a little bit more?
Okay, so how I just figured that AI out by accident. I didn't even know, because all the songs that I have out there now, these things were copyright back in the 90s, right? So
Okay.
I got thinking about it. It's like, you know what? I don't have a band right now, so it's like I just figured out how to upload what I want to put in there, and then add the instruments that I think should be on it, and it gets pretty close.
That's pretty
So
cool.
like some of the songs you've heard, it's like it's spot on, exactly what I wanted, within
I feel
reason.
like you're
Within
telling me I could be a musician.
I think if you have an idea for a song, you can make it happen with AI. But I use it as a tool. It's only a tool, and it tells me if, like I said before, if the bones of the song are good, the structure of the song is good. This shows me, and then I can change genre or whatever with it. And if it survives, then the song's innards are good. So I know that it's a solid song. That for me getting older, sometimes getting hard to get these high ones, the high notes and stuff. But if I could get them songs in the right hands, it's like, man, I think people could run with them. But mine are all copyright. It's like I did this before I found AI. I've been copywriting songs since the 90s. So, it's like, for me, it's a new thing, and I get why it's going to stay. But if people are afraid of it, it's because they don't know how to use it, I think.
I love AI for I use it to organize my spreadsheets, my schedules, because I have a caseload. I have this radio show. I have Warrior Storyfield. I have so much
You,
going
you, you
on.
know
It
why?
is my brain.
You want to know why so many don't like AI? I'm going to tell you exactly why they don't like AI.
I'm gonna guess that it replicates people. That's what I don't like in voices.
I think they don't like AI because AI is for those who are creative. And if you don't have a
Yeah.
creative character in your body, just like anything, if you're not very good at playing golf, you tend not to play golf, right? If you're
Correct.
not very good at
Correct.
basketball, you tend not to even watch it. You have it's all about creative character.
But I mean, I don't know. Never mind. I have a question for David though about
Go ahead,
Okay.
because
songs.
we're getting to that time where
Yeah.
he's gonna sing for us.
Yeah, real quick. So you mentioned that you had a trilogy of songs and that three songs relate to each other. Is Hold My
Yes.
Beer in this trilogy? And can you explain this?
Well, this is that guy who wants to create this thing, right? To get out of there, right? So it's a young age. It's a young age for him. And see, the next song that I haven't released yet, um, it's called Redneck Time Machine.
Oh, I love the
So,
name.
so this kid had to grow up with his grandparents because something happened to his family, right? So he grew up, and they just let him go because he's like highly intelligent. And he creates this time machine on the farm out of an old Coke machine and just parts and just stuff. It's crazy. And he had a fallout with his grandfather, and he got accepted into MIT. So he goes off to MIT chasing this dream, which he does invent a real time machine. But in the meantime, his parents or grandparents passed away. So his whole thing is he wants to build this time machine so he can go back and see what they really thought of him. kind of chokes me up.
My heart. You see I don't know if my hands are here, the microphone. Oh, goodness. That's
So it
beautiful.
connects to that. And then the
Okay.
next song after that, um, it goes into the future about the coming together of humans and AI.
Oh, wow.
So how, because everybody's afraid of it, and I call that song's going to be called "Unfounded." It's like
Oh.
people's fear about AI, and then of course it got to have some kind of like Terminator reference in it.
I love that. Hey, I love the Terminator. So Linda Hamilton and I, speaking of Terminator, that's one of my friends back home in New Orleans. We used to go to the same coffee shop, and when I worked for the international school, she would tell me hello. So I love the Terminator. I love Linda
Yeah, I
Hamilton.
couldn't help it, but that is an actual rock song. I'm not locked into country. I
Okay.
have so many different songs. I love classic rock. I love rock in
Right.
general. So if I'm not strumming on an acoustic, I got my Les Paul plugged into my Marshall upstairs and got it cranked.
Ah, your Les Paul.
And
That's a
Yeah,
and
good
you
one
and I'm
too.
left-handed.
Oh,
I'm a lefty.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and you have a song prepared to play for us today.
I do. This is one,
I'm
like I said, it's going
ready.
to be
I'm
the
ready. Let's
next
do
release.
I'm
this.
It'll be in
ready.
probably the next month or two. It'll be coming out.
Okay.
On Spotify?
Yeah, whichever one. I go through the CD Baby
Okay.
to put it out there for me. Then I got to wait until the platforms. They need a time period before they can put it up. So what you hear today, you might not hear for 2 months. And I don't know when they're going to update. So Hold My Beer just got put up there finally. So that's the way it is.
Well, I'm excited. I'm ready to hear Hold My Beer. Joel, hold my beer.
Well, I already did Hold My
hold,
Beer.
hold.
Y'all just listen to that one.
Are
Let's
you
see. The
going to
song I
play?
was going to do is
Oh, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
he's playing.
oh yeah,
Yes.
I'm doing a different
Oh,
song.
okay.
Okay.
I thought you were okay.
This is one y'all never heard yet.
Oh, wow. We're going to hear it here first.
Yeah.
I feel special.
Well, let's see how this.
Oh,
Let me know
wow.
what you got for a sound check. Can you hear that?
Well,
HG.
go ahead and play it, and HG will try to cue it
This
in.
song's called Southern Stuff.
Okay.
I took a job up north 'cause I gotta pay the bills, but it's a different kind of monkey for this Southern boy. Well, it's go, go, go until the sun goes down fast. Through all the traffic going town to town. And to my baby before I crash for the night. How I'm missing home cooking on a Sunday night. 'Cause I'm a Southern man, I like Southern stuff. Eating boiled peanuts from a styrofoam cup. Cranking Zac Brown in my tacked up truck and go dog sick 'em. Yes, ma'am, yes, sir. See y'all in church. 'Cause I'm a Southern man. I like Southern stuff. Busting down a flat tire up on the interstate. Had to call into the station, gonna be a little late. There goes the extra bonus that I needed for Christmas this year. I'll have to sell a kidney to get me out of here. Find something new with a grin. Like scratch off ticket was a win. Yeah! Thank you, Lord Jesus, this was my day. Head on home and start a brand new day. No more bills, Santa's coming in red. Bring my wife to them this shit. Go to Carolina, squat my GMC. Jack Brown tickets for her and me. Life's pretty scary when you're down in your luck, 'cause I'm a Southern man. Like Southern stuff. I'm a Southern man, I like Southern stuff. Eating boiled peanuts from a styrofoam cup. Cranking Zach Brown in my jacked up truck and go dog sick 'em. Go dogs.
That song made me happy.
Oh man.
I want some boiled peanuts now.
Well, before we go to the last question of the day, we just want to reiterate, ladies and gentlemen, he's in Spotify. Go to Spotify. It's David Lee Brode, Brode. You can check out his works. You can check out his songs, and it seems like every month he has a video that he's working on. So well, he'll have to keep us updated, but it is that time, ladies and gentlemen. It is your time to shine. We want to thank Dunkin' Donuts. One of the reasons why they're our sponsor is because every morning they give us Dunkin' Donuts and coffee so that we can feed veterans that come in here. Jersey Mike's also does the same thing for us. In fact, we didn't cover it, but last Wednesday we provided Subway, or not Subway, but we provided Jersey Mike sandwiches for everybody at the vet center. They was having an open house because the vet center has moved from downtown Denver to basically like off of Quinton Street.
Is this the new 6,000 square foot building with the art installations?
Probably because the stuff it's in the elevation building.
Well, I'm checking it out today. So
Yeah, there you go.
I'm
All
checking
right.
it out because they just built they have a new Denver veterans that
Oh wow. Okay.
It's
All
on my
right.
list of things to do today.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And I believe it might be the art because there's a lot of art and stuff that I see in there. But David, thank you so much for being with us. This is your 2-minute platform to say whatever you want to say because maybe I didn't ask you or MJ didn't ask you the right question, and there's something ultimately that you would like to get off your chest that you would like to address in the interview. So many times artists or nonprofits come into an interview and there's something specifically that they want to talk about, and we're too busy flapping our gums because we like hearing ourselves talk, asking you questions. And this is the time for you to tell us exactly what you want to talk to us. So for the next 2 minutes, it's your time to shine.
Well, my heart and soul goes out to everybody back home in Lonaconing, Maryland. Crick rats. It's like anybody that lives on the Georges Creek, we're called crick rats. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, I'm always a crick rat. And I never forget where I come from. So all I can say is just take care of each other and take the time to listen. Sometimes you don't have to say a word, just listen to somebody. And that might be all it needs so that person can make the right choice on the path of life instead of sitting on regret or whatever. Just let them talk and then just point them in the right direction, support them. So that's about it. Thank you to my family and friends for putting up with all my playing and noise making and whatnot, and my wife and my kid. They're all the time hearing it. So, I love them and couldn't be in a better place.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it
and
too.
your energy is contagious.
Yep.
And I wish you nothing but success. I think you're going to be very successful in your music ventures. It touched every piece of my little Southern heart. I'll say that.
And we'll keep playing your music, David.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Yes.
Thank you all. Thank you for your service too.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Air Force veteran, music artist, David Lee Brode. Thank you, David.
Thank you all for having me.
All right. Now for everybody else, it is that time where we're gonna go on. It's kind of a commercial break, but not really. It's the tribute to the troops.
Detail attention.
First call. The service member's name is called out loud in the context of a unit. This is meant to ensure all are present and accounted for. Second call. The name is called out again, louder, to confirm that the service member is indeed absent. Third call. The name is called out for a final time, followed by a statement indicating that the service member is not present and accounted for, signifying their death. The final roll call serves as a symbolic gesture to respect and remember their service.
Sir, I don't know how to tell the story.
Well, you got to, Joe. You tell the American people what these men did. You tell them how my troopers died.
Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to MBR today as we pay tribute to Army Ranger Sergeant First Class Christopher Andrew Solis, age 32 of Somerville, South Carolina. Christopher was born on January 12, 1986. Chris attended the Citadel where he began shaping the discipline and character that would define his military career. In 2007, he answered the call to serve and enlisted in the United States Army as a combat engineer, completing basic training in AIT at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. His first assignment was with Company E, 2nd Battalion, 7th Cavalry Regiment, Fort Hood, Texas, as a combat engineer and team leader. Following this assignment, Solis was transferred to Company C, 4th Brigade Special Troops Battalion, also at Fort Hood, as a team leader. The follow-on assignment was with the 530th Engineer Clearance Company, 92nd Engineer Battalion, Fort Stewart, Georgia, where he served as a sapper squad leader and a platoon sergeant. Solis was deployed from 2008 to 2009 in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom and from 2011 to 2012 in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. In 2013, Solis was selected to serve with the 75th Ranger Regiment as a combat engineer. He was assigned to headquarters in Headquarters Company, 1st Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment, Hunter Army Airfield, Georgia, where he served as the battalion master breacher and engineer. In March of 2017, he was assigned to Company B, where he served as the mortar platoon sergeant. On July 12, 2018, Chris was on his 5th combat deployment tour performing combat operations in Pakistan Province, Afghanistan, when Chris and his team came under intense enemy fire. A partnered force member was critically wounded, and a medevac helicopter arrived under heavy attack. Understanding the danger to his team and the aircraft crew, Solis stepped into the open, exposing himself to machine gun and small arms fire. He took charge of the evacuation, shielding the wounded and the crew with his own body. Even after the casualty was loaded, he remained outside the aircraft, returning fire and repositioning himself again and again to protect others. With his final movement, he placed himself directly between the cockpit and the enemy, ensuring the helicopter could lift off and save lives. As it departed, Sergeant First Class Solis was struck by enemy fire. For his heroism, he was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor, Meritorious Service Medal, Bronze Star, and the Purple Heart. Chris is survived by his wife Katie and their daughter Shannon, and his brothers and sisters in arms. We here at MBR would like to thank you, Sergeant First Class Christopher Solis, for your service and dedication to our country. You leave a legacy of love and courage. Our prayers are with your family, friends, and those who served alongside you. You are truly missed.
Your courage remains etched in the stars, carved through the pain. We salute the silence. We echo the call.
Bell detail, pinch it. Ready.
guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's the line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. He was the man of the house when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. 'Cause Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down here to lie. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Stand on these front lines. He'll pay the ultimate price. Lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line. Hey. Hey.
Every setback is just a setup for a comeback. Keep quacking forward. 90% of what we worry about in future never happens.
Whenever things get rough or it feels like you're at the edge, remember this: storms pass.
Tough times don't last, but tough people do.
All right, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, though, you're listening to the show that highlights all the nonprofit programs out there beyond the VA. You're listening to the H Train Show. So, me and behind the scenes, me and MJ sitting here talking. You know, one of the things that we like about this show, and one of the things that we just created this new segment on, is the story behind it all. You know, MJ, all the time we hear about the White House, you know? And yeah, of course, the White House is the White House, but it always wasn't called the White House. And, you know, in fact, stories about it, like, you know, one of the things that was like, you know, I asked ChatGPT, does the president literally live at the White House, or is it kind of like a church and, like, you know, the house by the church that, you know, a pastor would live in if you
Right,
you know,
right.
you know,
Oh, right,
you
right,
know,
right. Yeah.
So
The rectory.
right, so I'm thinking, you know what, let's do a story behind it. Why is the White House the White House?
White House. Construction began in 1792, only to be burned by British troops. Rebuilt and coated in white plaster, it became the iconic symbol we know today.
So there's a popular story that says that the White House was painted white to cover the burn marks after the British troops set fire to Washington in 1814. It's a great story, but it's not quite true. In fact, the president's house was built using pale sandstone, and the exterior stone was being coated with a protective whitewash years before the British attack. The coating helped protect the porous sandstone from moisture, freezing weather, and deterioration. Well, then it came in the War of 1812 on August 24th, 1814, where British forces entered Washington and burned several government buildings, including the president's house. The structure was badly damaged and later repaired, but the building's white appearance didn't begin because somebody needed to hide the fire damage. The name is another interesting part of the story. For years, people used several names for the building, including the president's house, the president's palace, executive mansion. The term White House was also used informally. And then in 1901, President Theodore Roosevelt made it official by having the White House, Washington, placed on the presidential stationery. So, why is the White House white, you ask? Well, it's not because somebody simply painted over the British burn marks. Its pale sandstone was protected with whitewash before the fire ever even happened. And over time, that bright exterior became one of the most recognizable symbols in the world. And now you know the story behind it. And I'm H Train, and you're listening to MBR. And that brings us into our next segment. I cannot believe we're there, ladies and gentlemen. It is the final thoughts.
At Project ML, gratitude. Our mission is simple: to give motorcycles to veterans who need the kind of peace and freedom that only a ride can give. We sponsor charity events and rides to generate donations and fund the acquisition of some bikes, while direct bike donations make up the rest. We seek to provide a little motorcycle healing to capable vets.
All right, and MJ pointed out, she made a good point. We have some people that have supported and watched us today, and we just want to give them a real quick shout out. We really appreciate MJ listening on Facebook, and Timothy Hendricks, thank you for showing up as well. We also on TikTok land, we have Cassie who tuned in and listened to us. We have Brandon, and we have his name is Cadillac guy, and then we have Yaneth, and we have a new person that has just joined, Leslie. So we know you have we know that you have a choice and many options what to do in the morning, and for you to camp out with us and drink some coffee, we really appreciate you tuning in and listening. So without further ado, I'm going to go with him because he likes to talk. I love HG, but he likes to talk. HG, what did you
I like
learn
to talk.
today?
That's rich, buddy. That's rich. Coming from you.
That's like me saying that.
What did you learn today, HG?
I learned some fun facts about the White House that I thought were really interesting. I didn't know a lot of that stuff.
Right?
That was cool. I'm going to keep it nice and concise. That's it. I'm not going to talk anymore.
MJ, what did you learn today?
Well, it's not as much as what I learned as much of I found a new country artist that I like named David Lee Brode. Yes, I'm going to follow him on Spotify.
Yeah, I
It was
like
lots of fun.
I like how we shed the light and we spotlight these veteran music artists, because there's a lot of veteran music artists that are out there that are doing really good things. And, the music business is just hard.
Oh, it's one of well, that's another one of my little side giggies that I do too, and it's very difficult when I'm supporting artists. Yes, hard.
Yeah, it is. I think ultimately the biggest thing that I learned today, and I keep learning, is when you think you know somebody, you don't really know them.
No.
You gotta get to know them. I don't know if I talked about this last week, but it's the absolute truth. People say, "Well, I got people that support me and that are friends with me that I've never even met. They're online,
Right.
or and I see that a lot. And one thing that I've always said about that is, if you have people that support you from a distance and not so many people support you locally, hear me out now. But sometimes we have to be mature and we have to realize that we might be wrong in something, that we might, you know, need to be mature, stand up, think to ourselves, and say, you know what? Maybe I have some toxic behavior that has created a wall in between me and these local people. Like they already know me, and because they already know me, they don't want to support me, or they're not thinking about you 24/7, so they're not like following updates because they have their own life to
Absolutely.
live. And it's a TikTok that I saw a couple of days ago where he's teaching his daughter different things. Like,
Mhm.
he gives his daughter all these different plates, and then she puts he stacks another plate on her, and she drops all the plates. And he was like, "Now, why did you drop things?" She's like, "Well, because my hands are full, and you was giving me more stuff." And sometimes, as people, we fail to realize that, looking at our inner self, we have a lot of things that we are juggling in life. Just in general, we be lifing, right?
Life is always life, and
Right,
that is
right.
right. And
And when you call somebody up and you ask them something, or you're wanting to talk with them, and they don't talk with you, or they can't help you, and we get upset with that. We get upset with that because it's just natural that we don't realize that people help us a lot, to the point where we forget that they're lifing as well, and we're creating another obstacle in their life. And sometimes I think we've failed to realize it. And you know
communication and emotional intelligence, those are both skills, and those are skills that we all need to work on. And you hit the nail on the head. Self-awareness is
Mhm.
key, and looking at ourselves. Most of the time, people are not thinking about you. They don't care. I
Right,
know I'm never thinking
right,
about anyone
right.
else. I'm worried about what I'm focused on. And I think earlier when we started this show, you talked about character. And what is that definition of character?
Characters is do the right thing
When no
when no
one's
one's looking.
looking.
Yeah.
And you kind of touched on that when you said it's our responsibility to look at ourselves and to
Mm-hmm.
see what are our character defects and what are we bringing to the table in situations, so that we have the self-awareness and to be accountable and stand up and have good character and take responsibility for our behavior.
Right.
This is not an easy task, Joel. I mean, most people do not have the aptitude or the emotional intelligence, and most people hurt so much that they have difficulty healing that hurt,
Right.
you know? And so that's what's beautiful about this program and our show, is that we're able to bring veterans who are music artists and other artists in, and they tell us how much that helps them to heal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we're all just doing the best that we can.
Right. And
We're all just doing the best that we can.
and that's what I like about this show is I try to give analogies because sometimes we just be lifing and we don't realize that we don't put
be
ourselves in the
lifing.
other shoe. You
Yeah.
know, we
Yes.
really don't. You know, and I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. Hell, even I'm sitting over here talking to MJ and she's like, yeah, you can't do that. You know, so I'm learning as well, especially having a brain injury. You kind of have to learn all this stuff onward again.
I am learning too. I mean,
Right.
so I'm recently diagnosed, as many of middle-aged women have been recently in menopause, with ADHD, neurodivergence, because we were the lost generation. And I have noticed that I don't pick up on the same cues, or maybe I ramble a little bit too much, or this and that. And yes, you're correct. A TBI, any type of injury, you are going to have to relearn some things. And that's okay. You're still perfect.
Right.
You're perfect exactly the way you are.
Yep. And
That's to Joel.
and you know what? It's sometimes it's okay to be upset and not know the answers, because eventually it'll come in time. The universe will speak to you and you'll find out. But before we go, ladies and gentlemen, the Beaker again has a safety briefing for everyone.
Stay smart, stay safe, be legendary. Know before you go. Don't drink and drive, and don't drive distracted.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that is the show for us today. HG behind the glass, thank you so much for
Stop
for
talking
helping
so
us.
much. Stop talking so much, HG.
Yeah.
Tell the people bye.
Hi, people.
I love you, man. I love you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. HG's got to get out of here. MJ's got to get out of here. We want you to know, on behalf of everybody here at Military Broadcast Radio, we all want to say, we're not here for us. We're here for you. We're giving veterans a voice, everybody. Next week, we're going to be talking to Canine Patriots. So whatever you do, stay with us for next week and watch us. Have a safe weekend, everybody. Thank you for watching us.
Thanks,
And
everyone.
Giving veterans a voice.
Hi, I'm Beaker with Military Broadcast Radio TV. We're your virtual MWR, bringing veterans radio, podcasts, gaming, animation, 3D printing, and a community that never leaves you behind. Download our Roku or mobile app today.
Wisdom to share if you listen this week, so pull up a chair and stay for a spell. We're heading down a trail where good stories dwell. It started